In this video, today we'll be talking about the regulation of functions of kidney and the role played by the juxtaglomerular apparatus. So this JGA or the juxtaglomerular apparatus. It is also known as renin-angiotensin mechanism, and it is a very important mechanism where the kidney function is regulated. Now, we know that the afferent arteriole enters into the glomerulus, and it leaves the glomerulus with the help of efferent arterioles. Now, any constriction in efferent arteriole and subsequent dilation of efferent arteriole this causes a fall in GFR. That means the constriction in efferent arteriole, the arteriole which is entering into the glomerulus, and the dilation of efferent which is leaving the glomerulus results in decrease in GFR. Also, it results in decrease in glomerular blood pressure and glomerular blood pressure. Now, as a result of this decrease in the pressure, it causes or activates or stimulates the JGA cells. This decrease stimulates the JGA cells. These are specialized cells, and this stimulates JGA to produce the hormone called as renin hormone. Produces renin hormone. Now, this renin hormone actually is very important. Angiotensinogen is another hormone which is present in the blood in inactive form. So we have another hormone, that is angiotensinogen. It exists in blood in inactive form. Now, what happens over here? This angiotensinogen, in presence of renin enzyme, which is renin hormone, which is released by JGA cells, which is now this renin hormone. These are two simultaneously happening activities. The constriction in efferent arterioles causes decrease in the GFR, which stimulates the JGA cells to produce the renin hormone. At the same time, the angiotensinogen, which is present in the blood in the inactive form, changes into another form, that is angiotensin 1. So it changes into angiotensin 1 and further gets converted into angiotensin 2. It gets converted into angiotensin 2. Now, this angiotensin 2 bring about the control or brings about in regulating the GFR rate. It works by two mechanisms. Now, the two mechanism is, first it causes, let's say first it causes the vasoconstriction. Secondly, it stimulates adrenal cortex. So it stimulates adrenal cortex. Now, due to the stimulation of the adrenal cortex, a hormone called as aldosterone is released. So this releases aldosterone. This is another hormone which is being produced. This aldosterone hormone, it helps in retaining water. So this aldosterone hormone will retain water and also help in the retention of sodium. So this will help in retaining sodium ion as well as the water. Now when the water is retained and sodium is retention, this is happening in DCT, that is distal part of the convoluted tubule. This results in increased glomerular blood pressure. So this causes an increase in the glomerular blood pressure, and as a result, finally, the GFR increases. So bringing back increased GFR. Let us get it in a nutshell again. JGA, the role of JGA or the juxtaglomerular apparatus, it works by renin-angiotensin mechanism. It's a very important mechanism. Now, the constriction in the afferent arterioles and the dilation of efferent arteriole results into the decrease in the GFR and the glomerular blood pressure. As soon as the JGA cells detect the decrease, they get stimulated and they start producing the hormone which is known as renin hormone. Now this renin hormone is produced by the JGA cells. At the same time, angiotensinogen, which is again a form of which is present in the blood, gets converted into angiotensin 1 in presence of renin hormone, which further gets converted into angiotensin 2. This angiotensin 2 causes two-way action. Firstly, it causes the vasoconstriction, which again results into the increased glomerular blood pressure. Vasoconstriction means the constriction of the vessels. So as a result, the increased glomerular blood pressure, which will also help in increasing the GFR. The second role it plays is it stimulates the adrenal cortex to produce the hormone, that is aldosterone hormone, and this aldosterone hormone helps in retaining water and sodium in the distal part of the convoluted tubular system, and further it leads to the increased blood pressure, that is the pressure of the blood which is flowing through the glomerulus. Also, therefore, it helps in increasing the GFR. So we see renin-angiotensinogen mechanism is an important mechanism where it regulates the rate of GFR. Now over here, when we are studying various components, the role of heart also is very, very important in regulating the function of kidney. Heart actually, if there is an increased blood flow in the atrium, so it can be due to several reasons. In the heart, if we say increased blood flow in atrium, that is the upper chamber of the heart, and this increased blood flow can be due to several reasons. Now when this happens, there is a release of ANF, or atrial natriureter factor. So it results into the release of, causes release of ANF. ANF basically is atrial natriuretic factor. So it is atrial natriuretic factor. Now ANF is a protein which is about 28 amino acid polypeptide hormone produced by the atria of heart. So this ANF is a polypeptide and has 28 amino acids, and it is produced, ANF I am writing over here, ANF is equal to polypeptide 28 amino acids, and it is produced by atria of heart. So this is ANF. Now as a result of the ANF, this ANF functions in three ways, because it keeps a check on the renin-angiotensin mechanism. ANF acts as a check mechanism or check system for renin-angiotensin mechanism. And how this is brought about? It acts as three ways. Now, first, how it acts? ANF role. First is it inhibits secretion of renin. So first point is it inhibits secretion of renin. Now when renin is not produced, so thereby it will also affect the production of angiotensin. So inhibits secretion of renin and production of angiotensin. Now if suppose the large amount of renin is produced, then the angiotensin mechanism will also start working, and the kidney will have an increased GFR rate. That means more amount of blood will be flowing through and large amount of waste will be excreted. But ANF inhibits the secretion of renin and the production of subsequently angiotensin. Now since it will inhibit the renin production, the GFR rate will be brought to normal. So if there is an increase in the GFR rate, ANF will check the secretion of renin and the GFR rate will be normalized. The second important function it causes dilation of blood vessels, which we call as vasodilation. So it will cause the vasodilation, where again the GFR rate will decrease. The renin-angiotensin mechanism works on increasing the GFR rate, and the ANF is working towards bringing down the GFR rate. So here the renin production checks that, and the dilation of the blood vessels will also do the same work, because vasodilation will result into decreased amount of blood which passes through the glomerulus, and just opposite to the working of the vasoconstriction. So it is towards the lowering of the GFR rate. Also, Third, it causes increased excretion of water and sodium. As a result, thus lowering the BP. Lowering the BP. Now when the blood pressure is again lowered, again the GFR rate falls. So ANF basically helps in bringing down the GFR rate, and thereby the entire system, the hypothalamus, checks the need for increasing the GFR rate. The JGA functions towards the increasing the GFR, and the heart work towards the lowering of the GFR rate. Thereby the kidney function is regulated.